So obviously when you do your listing presentation with your real estate agent, they're gonna do a walkthrough of the house, right? And then you guys are gonna sit down and talk about comparative market analysis, where the sales are in the neighborhood and everything. Once you guys get all that fun conversation covered, then we're going to talk about prepping your house to hit the market. So what does that look like? What are some things that you have as non-negotiable you need to complete prior to going to the market? And what are some things that aren't really that important that you don't need to worry about, right? Every agent covers things a little differently. Paint goes a long way, a fresh coat of paint. If you have your house maybe more moody or a color that's not that appeasing, they're definitely going to want you to do a refresh of paint, a color that's more neutral, that's more inviting for people to come in, right? You want to make sure your house is a reflective to be able to check the majority of people's boxes that walk through your house, right? Painting might be something, depersonalizing your house.
Oh, that's a must.
Yeah.
That's like if you do nothing else, please do this.
Yes, please.
Honestly.
Yeah. But what do we mean by depersonalizing your house? Like, what does that really consist of, right? When somebody says, please depersonalize your house. Why are you depersonalizing your house? The whole purpose of depersonalizing your house is when you have a buyer walking through, you want them to feel like this is their home. You want them to visualize having Sunday dinners in the dining room. Removing family portraits is a big thing that depersonalizes your house, that kind of preps it to be ready for sale. Also, another reason, to be honest with you, why we depersonalize a house is some buyers have biases, right? And you never know. Sad to say that we do live in a world where there's prejudice and biases, and we want to remove every possible objection or obstacle. So that's another big reason why we depersonalize your house.
Absolutely. And, that's not to say it's not personal.
No.
We don't, I'm sure your house is great. We've been in a lot of great homes, a lot of great tastes, a lot of eclectic tastes. But at the end of the day, like Anita said, we need to appeal to the majority of buyers. Your house in this day and age absolutely needs to look like it came out of a magazine. That's just a fact, especially in a buyer's market. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for something clean, turnkey. And you'd be surprised, as Anita said, paint goes a long way. We also stage.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a staging fact, or stat that I'll share with you, but we also stage, and because staging can make your house look more put together than it is. Sometimes it's not the home itself that needs the work. It's just a little organization and decluttering that needs to be done, right? The reality is that no one wants to buy your stuff. They want to buy the house, but they don't want to buy your stuff. And, if you talk to, for anyone who might be listening, I know if you talk to anyone who would have bought their home or sold their home 20 years ago, this wasn't a thing. It wasn't. You're right. But it is now. Everyone lives online, as we keep talking about. Everyone is very visual. So yes, your home absolutely needs to be visually appealing. When someone walks into your home and your couch is too big for the space, they're going to feel it, even if they can't necessarily pinpoint what that is. They're going to feel it, and they're not going to be able to interact with the space as they would if a professional stager came in and staged your home for interaction.
Yeah, staging is so important. I really believe if you do not stage your house, you are leaving money on the table.
Oh, and because you said that, let me share this statistic. So this is a statistic from the Real Estate Staging Association. It is a North American association. So staged homes typically spend 73% less time on the market than unstaged homes. And they typically sell for anywhere from 5 to 25% more than homes that are not staged.
That's crazy.
Right? Just listen to those numbers.
Yeah.
So let's just run that. Let's just do like a little figure here. So let's run that against Greater Toronto Area GTA pricing. On a $1.4 million home, even a 5% increase is $70,000.
Yeah.
That's more than what staging costs.
Yeah. And that's not pocket change.
That's not going to sneeze at.
Yeah.
That makes or breaks the deal. That's life-changing money.
It is.
Right?
It is.
That is life-changing money. The next time you meet with us, and we mention staging, remember this conversation.
Yeah.
Remember how much money you're leaving on the table.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
$70,000.
And every agent does it different. Camille and I, because we believe so much in staging and we want to make sure we're representing our clients to the best, we cover staging, right? But everybody's different, but we just know the importance of it and we want to remove that obstacle. You can't afford staging, that's okay. We cover it, right? We just want to make sure you're getting the most out of your house, right? And we're doing right by your home and right by you. So find yourself an agent that prioritizes you and they're not cutting corners because, again, you don't want to leave money on the table.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
set yourself up for success and to win, right? And
Exactly.
staging is one thing that puts you that much closer.
Another thing that we do in addition to staging is the home inspection.
Yes.
That is a non-negotiable. We do sometimes, I don't really understand why, I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand why we get pushback, especially since we do cover it.
Yes.
We've had pushback, especially like just in July.
Yeah.
We had some pushback about, wanting to do a
Pre-home inspection.
A pre-home inspection. And we do that for listings. Now, we're not talking about buyers, remember, we do that for listings. Why? Because we don't like surprises.
Yeah.
And to Anita's point earlier, we're trying to eliminate all the objections. So the great thing is if we know what's going on, we can fix it.
Yes.
If need be.
Yep.
Right?
Or you could price accordingly.
There you go.
Right? If you don't want to fix it, at least you know that there's an issue or you know what somebody will come back up with. Because what happens is if you don't do a pre-home inspection, somebody puts an offer on your house, they do a home inspection, and then they realize that there's, I don't know, what would come up in a home inspection. All the
some type of
electrical's
broken,
not
yeah.
working. Or I had one a couple months ago and we did a home inspection and there was a hole in the roof. How do you not know there's a hole in the roof that you put some plywood to cover, right?
Yeah.
So if you know all these information prior, then people could put in an offer educated. And we're big on negotiating in a position of strength. So even when you're selling, you want to put yourself in the best position and be well informed. So nobody's coming back and trying to knock off $20,000 off of the price that you accepted. And you were so happy you were getting that purchase price now. You're selling your home for that price. And then they want to make adjustments because of things that they found out in the home inspection. So do a home inspection. Ask your agent, please, just do a pre-home inspection because maybe there's something that's there that I was not aware of, right? So be informed.
And, just to kind of close us off, we're going a little over time here, but I think it's important. So there are two types of things that you have to
Yes.
disclose, right? So we have the patent defects. So that's any problem that you have with a property that may be easy to spot, like water stained tiles or some type of visible leak. And then we have the latent defects. The latent defects are the problems that are hidden that you know about,
Yeah.
but you can't see. A buyer can't see with the naked eye.
Yeah.
So you have to disclose these things. You have to disclose a latent defect. Patent defects are visible, but latent defects, you have to disclose them. So going back to your point about the roof, obviously they knew there was a hole in the roof because somebody repaired it with plywood.
Yes.
They chose not to disclose that information.
Yeah.
And you cannot see that with the naked eye.
Yeah.
That only was discovered because we did the home inspection, right?
100%.
So on that note, do your due diligence, get a home inspection, and make sure when we bring up staging, you say yes, especially since we cover both costs.
Exactly.